All right, so this is our live trading and training session. We're gonna we just took a short put here off that 1055 candle to the downside. So I'm 5 for 5 for the day. Discord's doing well. We're gonna trade and we're gonna train here on some things. We got the VVP indicator right here, these shaded areas, and we got the volume profile, and we got volume by time at the bottom. All right. So I was explaining a little bit of a move that I like to do. Right now, this is a move when you have to read volume and read price action. So, for example, for the most part, volume has been pretty straightforward, right? For the day, poppy, a little poppy compared to the other day, we had a nice slow dump. So when we come down, like this area over here maps closely to that my target on S PX there, that 4221 area that we talked about. So we hit that area here. So I know there's buy pressure down here, buy volume, and we got the cover right up to a level. Right now, again, I'm on my training chart, so we're only going to use. I'm going to show you guys a blank chart. We're only going to use the VVP indicator, the volume profile. We're only going to use the existing levels that the entire world can see there, right? Where we won't use any of our private levels, okay? Although because those give us, obviously our precise entries and exits, but I want to highlight just a couple moves here. All right. So I am not in this run up here, but a good indication, a good way to catch this is if you know that you're coming up on a low volume time frame and you get your move to the downside, you trail tightly. Once you hit your sell volume and you see that those orders, you can look at the tape and you can look here, you can see those orders are holding, they don't activate. You exit, you trail here. So your stop would be like so, right? Let me give you an example here, guys. So whether you're an active trader dragging your flag there, whether you're an ninja trader dragging your ATM, whether you're in any other application in your trailing, once you get the break, so call out was made, right? Let's see time here. 10:57, right? So this thing breaks. Let's go down to the 3 real quick. All right, so there we are. This thing breaks. See that right there? Boom. This is what we caught. That little move right there. So we're testing. See all that sell pressure. So of sell volume. This tells me I'm good for a breakdown in this area. Period. I'm good for a breakdown in this area. I don't know if I'm going to break down past this area here just yet, considering we've had some nice moves, but I'm good for a breakdown in this area. So you test it, you test it. Okay, great. So you enter your trade for the downside and then you grab it and you trail that thing as you break, especially as you break into areas where the volume has to shift. So this is indicative on this time frame that volume has to shift. So you trail, right, for max profit, right? You get stopped out. Now here's what you do. When you're out your trade and you may expect on a more aggressive move. I'm expecting at a higher time frame. I'm expecting these orders to activate and for this thing to push. If they don't, this tells you you're going to get a hold there. And when you see that candle get bought up here, you stopped out here. When you see that candle get bought up, now you can use this. You see a trade there. I mean, what you guys know, this play right there is right here, right? There it is. Super simple. You take that, you look at 3 things, right? We got a hold above a level. We have a level over here or on our other chart, right? We know down here, that's our first target. We've got an area of interest here. So this means we've got buy pressure and we got buy volume. Once these start to get activated, it's going to help this thing boom, 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 move up to its target. And would you look, I can't even make this up. Would you look at where we hit to the T? See that? Right there at our level. Would you also look at how the volume is right there at our level? See, when you see these things, and when you also look, there's another area of interest here. When you see all these things line up, see that? Then you know your readability of the market is on point. All right. If you heard me in the Killer Wells chat, say I heard you. If you heard me in the Killer Wells chat, say I heard you. All right, you heard me. Okay. All right. All right. So you see, you guys took this. I didn't take this, was setting this up. Right now, 5 for 5 in the morning. Right. Caught a couple dumps, couple scalps. Did not take this move right here, and I did not take this move right here. Did catch a continuation on this move right here, and then caught some pop down right here. Was setting up the meeting right here and didn't get this. So when I have a trade where I'm late, I do not take the trade. Okay. All right. So what are we looking at here? Well, we have our thesis inside of the Killer Wells channel, right? Inside the private channel there. So we are just watching for volume, the market to move around and do its thing up here. Okay. All right. So while we do that, looks like we got almost at our capacity here for our meeting. So we'll get started. All right. So we're going to be talking to, well, if we see a trade, we're going to take the trade. All right. We're only going to do this for another 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. And we're going to talk to Gio. Gio is another trader that's been working with, and he has hit a milestone. So I'd love to be on track for one person to hit the milestone every single month, but that takes quite a bit. It takes quite a bit. So with that being stated, everybody moves at their own pace. So Gio, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, good. All right. So how you doing, man?
Doing good. And nice, interesting day today.
Yeah. Green day for you?
Green day, yeah. It was my stop didn't on TOS. I gotta look into something on my active trader on the ladder.
Yeah.
So I got into a little bit of trouble, but just regrouped, analyzed, and then got back green. So
yeah.
Just working some kinks every now and then. Something happens and you learn, and not to make mistakes. It's part of it. But yeah, no, I'm not disappointed with the day at all.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yes.
You shouldn't trade distracted, but mistakes are gonna happen. Things are gonna, in the beginning, that is. Now, give me 1 second here. It's gonna happen. Okay, it's gonna happen. So learn from them, journal, right? Learn from them, and then move past it. But don't revenge trade. And I think you know that.
Correct.
Don't revenge trade. I think we're there's buy pressure up here.
Can I ask about the trend line that you did, just to know how you're marking it?
Yeah, there's buy pressure up there. Yeah. What's up?
So on the which are you connecting the retracement on that candle?
Not really. I mean, so you got to understand. Let's just that's a great question.
So I put mine a certain way too, but if you do it one way, I'd like to learn.
Yeah, let's talk about trend lines, right? So a lot of people, you have to understand again, what is this? What are we looking at? We are looking at orders. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at people. We're looking at participation. We're looking at volume, like all that's wrapped up in here.
Right.
So when you're trying to ascertain a trend, you don't need a trend line to see, all right, we're rejecting, right? Any new trader will say, well, there's lower lows, right?
Right.
So that's not really what a trend line is for. A trend line is used to identify a break point. All right, guys? And maybe this just training here will be, another 100K trader, and then we'll put this training, the trend line training in the tagline or something like that. It's to identify a break point. It's not to tell you which way the stock is going. You can see which way it's going.
Right.
You can see it. You know when it turns around. In fact, by the time you snap on the trend line, the stock has already done what it's supposed to do in relation to the trend. It's already breaking, or it's in that area. All right. So I'm talking. I can't take this right now, but I would have liked to have taken this move right here. I would have liked to have taken that.
I'm ready for when you do.
Yeah, see, no, I can't. I'm already I'm running my. Yeah, I wanted to get this as we come through here. I wanted to get this. I can't right now. Give me a second. Yeah, I can't. 42255 though. Remember that 42255 is right there.
Yes.
Right. So let's put this over here, 42255, right there, right? That's in the middle of volume. So, all right. So you snap a trend line to get a break point. That's all you do. So some traders snap their trend lines like this, tops of the candles, right? They're looking for that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, sometimes I usually like do from the close, but that's just how I.
That's fine. That's fine too. Some traders do like that, right? They're just trying to look for a path, right?
Right.
And that's
Exactly.
fine. And that's fine. All I do is identify where the price action is. Where's the action? What's happening? Where's the action at? There's action there. There's action. I mean, clearly, right? Clearly, this is where the rejection and action is. This is where the rejection and therefore, this is the area. This is the direction. This and this area, when you look at it, this trend line directly maps to all of this sale pressure. So if we are to get past this area, what do we need? Everybody. If you're going to get a break, a pop, a move past this area, what do you need? What do you need to see in the stock? Yeah. And did you get it?
You got it right there.
That's how you get your moves. That's so. This is the highest probability right here. Was running my mouth, so I didn't get this entry, but this is the highest probability right there.
And you can also, and you would also base that off the essentially a bounce off the trend line.
Yes, you could.
Right.
You could.
With confluence. I mean, that's just part of, I guess, another factor.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a bounce. I would say a hold. So hold. You broke this trend line here, right? Mm-hmm. You know, again, we're talking break points. Trend lines to me only represent break points. That's it.
Got it.
They only represent break points. Okay. So with that being said, when this thing breaks past this area, that's when I'm looking to get engaged. That's when I'm saying, all right, I think that this area here, right there, I think that this area here is an area where I will see a shift in volume. And obviously you get a shift in volume. You can clearly see the green area of interest right there. This is pressure. You can clearly see sale volume. If this sale volume doesn't outweigh this buy pressure, we are going to pop up. It's like a rubber band, right? It's like fighting. Boom. This candle is what you get, is the result of this. It has nothing to do with the trend line. It just identifies the break point. If you got it, say I got it.
Got it.
All right, good. All right, let's get into it because I'm missing some good trades here. So,
and I'm ready. I got some queued up on both ends.
All right, good. Well, I got to focus when I'm in this thing. So, you know, where are we going from here? There's going to be some sale pressure up here, so we have to watch for that if we're going to get the continuation there. All right, let me just take a look here, and we do have some pressure up there. This is 4283 up here on the futures, so that is a target area on my in my thesis, right? So just know to 4298, 4292, right? 4298, 4292. Yeah. So we're up there, and looks like we're going to get a little bit of continuation there. See, it's shifting. See the buy bar shifting.
Yeah.
See that? There's your next spot. All right. So you guys, I'm going to take this trade. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it.
Taking it.
And it's just going to be a continuation. All right. Nothing crazy because I'm training and talking. Nothing crazy. All right. This is the entry right here. All right. Nothing crazy. All right. Nothing crazy, folks. Looking for the buy volume to shift just for the continuation. That's all we're looking for. All right. What am I looking at on the futures here? And maybe like 2-3 more points tops. Right. That's all we're looking at for here.
Right.
Okay. See the shift there? So what am I looking at now? All right. I have to see this shift again and this buy volume step up to stay in this trade here. Otherwise, it's a no-go for me. Okay.
Got it.
It's a no-go. This is my area down here. All right. I need to see now. I could touch this area, but I need to see this shift here for this thing to move up. All right. That's what I need to see. All right. So and then again, this maps to that 42255 area where I know that there's some type of some volume there, right? You know, you can see that dissipating. So I need this to fill in. Here. All right, so let's talk about it. So man, if you're in this trade, manage your trade, guys. You know, don't get cute with this thing. And let me focus here. All right, so let me just focus on this for a minute, then we'll get our training going. Let me focus on this. Give me a second here. I'm just looking around. Minutes there. What time is this here? So 4279 is where we pop down at. 42282 on SPY. Let's take a look and see where the volume is. This run up here across the market here is mixed. It's not the strongest run up here. So we want to see how this volume holds in this area. All right. I'm going to check the tape. You need to see it shift. It's got to shift. Let's go down here. Yeah, see all that sell pressure there?
Yeah.
Sell volume. We're inside of area of interest. We need to come past my level here. Otherwise, that's an indication that we're not going to shift.
I see that.
That's what I'm watching. Yeah, still weakness.
Yeah.
So I'm just watching here. The market is fading here, just chipping. So I think you're going to see a fade for a minute and a pause. So this is what I'm trying to decide if that buy volume kicks in and then pushes it at all. See that? Yeah. This has to move past this area right there. Has to move past that area.
There it is.
Well, we gotta wait. What time is it? One.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. There it is. We want more. Now we've got to kick in, right? That volume has to shift. Has to shift. See if it's shifting. Nope, yep. Not yet. Here a little bit.
I see it.
This is our next break point here.
Nice.
We need a rush of volume. If this thing is going to push, the pull is up to 4250. 4250 on SPX. That's where the pull is. If you're going to get your push. Sell pressure above it. It would need to dissipate.
Nice.
Getting the push.
Nice.
Getting the push. Getting the push.
Nice.
We need more aggressive. I want this taken out here. Right? You need this right there to shift. That's what I'm looking at, folks. That needs to shift right there.
I see that. I see that.
This area, not just that, but this area right here needs to shift.
I see that. I see that.
Yeah. So all you folks, this is a great example, right, of when you can get out of your trade. If you get into a trade, right, it goes into profit, then it goes negative. You can cut down here and take a big loss, or you can wait and read the volume to see how and where you're going. You got to understand where you're going. Sometimes you just do not get the most perfect entry, but you're in your area of interest and you know where you should be holding, right? So it's a great example of I'm not going to say you should never take a loss. I'm not going to say that because you're going to take a loss. But what I'm saying is you can manage your loss. You can at least manage how much you're losing, right? And then what are we looking at now? We're looking at the break here. That's what we're looking at. All right. See that?
I see
great
that.
Example. Great example. There's the
Nice.
pressure.
Nice.
We need to push. See that?
Nice.
Now you're going to need a rush of volume if you're going to get past here. This is an area here. Put your stop loss in this area. That's what I would do. Boom, boom, boom. See, you get it?
Yep.
That's how this works. That's how this works. We had to sit through a little bit of that to get all of this in the continuation. Now, here's what the inexperienced traders do. They're ready to get out their trade. As soon as it got back into profit, they're ready to get out their trade. Nothing wrong with that. You got
I'm not gonna lie. It stopped me out right now.
Yeah. So now let's think about it. You sat through all of that
I
to get
know.
back into profit.
Tell me about it. That's why
To
I got
get back.
chicken written on my desk.
That's all right. That's all right though. You protected yourself? Yes.
I did. I mean, yeah.
All
In
right. All
hindsight, I
right.
mean,
All right. That's
because I
fine.
had the level. I had this here, on the VVP. Uh, I had the VVP on here that on ES at least.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
4277, which was also
Mm-hmm.
in your thesis. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of said, well,
I understand.
but excellent though.
I understand. I understand completely, man. You have to, this is for folks to understand. That's why we're trading live, so you can understand, right? When I win, you see it. When I lose, you see it. When I'm going to
Yep.
hold, you see it. You see kind of, okay, what's his ideology? What's his mentality? What is he thinking? I mean, these are, again, that's why I'm blank chart. You can see, all right, what's going on. Now, you got to understand. See this? You got to understand, where are we going? Now, you stated, you tell me, and then we're going to get into this interview, man. Come on. You stated, you tell me, where are we going?
We're going up.
Come on, man. Duh. I
We're
need a
going up.
target, man. I need a target, man.
I mean, if we can break where I had trouble before at 4282 on ES is what I would.
4-2 what?
4282 on ES.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. What's that first level I'm watching on ES that we're chipping at right now? It's in the thesis. What is it?
4277.
All right. All right. So think about it. If I'm in, I know at the very least this move from that area of interest, that 4-2, what is that, 4-2-255, right, all the way up to that area where ES is. I know that's a move.
Right. Yeah,
So
right there.
I know that's a move, no doubt about it. This is nearly a guaranteed move. Boom, boom. All of this is extra, right?
Right.
All right. So I've got the 4281 up here. Look at that. Come on, baby.
I see.
Got the 4281 up there. Now you just trail. That's when you get these little pops like that for the rest of this. That's when you get engaged and you say, all right, we're chipping around. You got indication of weakness. You need a rush of volume here. You're not getting it. That's when you take your money. That's when you take your money.
Yeah.
Right. You just now, don't get me wrong. Protecting yourself, nothing wrong with it, man. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
That's why I focus so much on entries, right? If my entry is good, I can sit through something, right? Not a whole lot, but you can sit through a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, now that we got that, that's good. All right, let's get on with it. So, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Shannon said that trade was so awesome to watch KD's charts live. Yeah, that's how you trade. That's how you trade. That's how you trade. Mr. Options One gave you a gem, and I agree with that. Usually, if you get in at your area of interest, it will always come back there for a break-even trade if you're wrong. Yeah, no doubt about it. Right. That's why I trade level to level in the areas of interests. They are levels. They are levels, right? All right. We need to get into this. We need to get into this, man. Where's my need to get into this. I'm having so much fun, but we need to get into this. All right. So how long you been trading? How long you been trading?
I've been trading since 2018.
All right. 2018. Talk to me about, your background, what's been happening since 2018, and then all the way up to how you found me.
All right. So it's been a good road. I mean, it's been I mean, this is the best path that I've been on, but getting to this, took a lot of trial and error. I was not I was not profitable, let's call it what it is, at all. But I knew the potential that was there. So I learned how to use TOS in 2018. I learned options, but it was with lagging indicators, Bollinger Bands, all this stuff, and it just wasn't working out. I had a friend who had a day trading service, his partner, right? He was partners with the guy. And I joined it. He let me go in for free for a little bit, whatever, started joining it, but I didn't have enough capital to move the way he was. And it wasn't options. He was buying equities, 1,000 shares of, XYZ or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, but if he was wrong and he had to hold a day trade into a swing and you're trading options and you don't get the big move,
you're done.
Then you're kind of, I was just burning money, and I was just like, all right, well, let me get some money and then I'll try this again with this guy. And then I got some money, tried it again. And then, you get in some moves that, I got burned on Netflix, Chegg, a few of these. because it was big drops. That's how I was taught. It was like wait for a big drop, a big move, and then then get maybe a 50 cent bounce, right? So it wasn't really level to level. It was drop to a big level or overextend to a big level, and then maybe you get a 25 cent bounce, dollar bounce, so you needed to put a lot to get a little bit, right? And then trading 4 times margin, day trading, and then it gets in you can get in a lot of trouble. And
yeah, you can.
And and a buddy of mine in the Discord here, Juancho, he lives down the street from me. We both started trading around the same time. And he's like, brother, you got to come to my house. I found this guy. It's the real deal. Options. And I'm like, man, I don't want to know nothing about options. I've had enough options go negative on me. Worthless. I don't want to know nothing.
Shout out to Juancho.
Yeah, I got to give the credit to him. And I said, brother, I don't want to know nothing about options, man. But that was this year. And then at the beginning of this year, I was making money this year, but it wasn't. If I made at the beginning of the year 3,000 a month, I was like, wow, man, this is all I need is another couple $100,000 in my account. If I can get it here, I can start making more. But then Juancho said, brother, just come here for a few days. Come here for a few days. Went to his house.
Well, you owe Juancho a steak dinner.
So I go to his house. Literally the first, I think 2 days. Really the first day, and then the second day I was like, well, this is interesting. So now you can grab, you know where the volume's going, the options, and what I know about options, because I knew how it works. I just couldn't get the volume to play with me. So I said, oh, wow. I said, all right, so now this is something, because the leverage on options is just, I mean, let's call it what it is. It's unreal.
Unmatched. It's unreal.
It's unmatched. Yep. And so I said right away, I signed up, to see how it was. Now I did have to shift my thinking because how I was trading before. So there was a learning curve, just understanding. But once I knew that it was there. I knew it was there. I just had to, get the groove of it. Took a few losses, but I understand that, you're gonna take a couple $1,000 loss here and there. It is what it is. I did take a big loss, but no fault to my own, because how I learned for the last 4 or 5 years, the guy would hold sometimes. I mean, hold for weeks and months, the equity. Wow. And you built a stomach for it. And sometimes I would hold this and I'm like, but wait a minute, the theta, the this, that. So once I started shifting better, learning, how you were running things, boom, boom. Then I started putting it together, and yeah, just from there, I cut the other service completely and told my buddy, hey, we're still friends. And I didn't tell him, because people that are trading big accounts, millions, and they don't want to know about options. They don't see options as from what I've learned, right? So whatever. I left it alone, no hard feelings. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's been good. Just learning and every day you learn. And now I see how I'm getting more comfortable with bigger contracts, bigger contract sizes, and sometimes just getting the pop, and then working the active trader every week or so. I readjust my chart so that I can see things better, and taking the training. You know what I mean? And I'm not going anywhere.
My man. So you're absolutely right. Let me help you with a couple things. And you guys know when it's someone who is just a disruptor or something like that, I call them a jabroni, right? The scammers, the disruptors, or the folks that spew out just regurgitated information or false information. So sometimes people just don't know better. All right. And historically, a day trader wasn't really moving options like they are today, right? These most recent years, options and these little more, complex derivatives are just really options, and futures have been a mainstay. But options and futures together, and this whole interest that people have, and it's newer, right? And so, let's get it, baby. What do you think is happening now?
There it is.
See that? Now let's just go down here real quick. Now I want to point something out to everyone. I really want you to understand this. All right. and we'll keep on going here, but I just need you to understand something. Everybody, do we break beneath my level here?
No.
We don't. This is key, and you have to understand that when you're trying to hold or get a pop, you can take your money here, that's fine. Take your money here, that's fine. Take your money here, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But what was I looking at? Come on, Gio. Come on.
Right there, the volume to shift, to eat it up.
Is the volume shifting? Everybody, this is a master class I'm giving you. Come on, people.
Yes.
All right. What's happening to the stock?
It's shifting and it's taking it.
All right. That's how you trade. That's how you trade.
Very nice.
This is an example of what I train, period. This is a great example of what I'm training. All right. Now we're already over time, but I'm going to keep going. All right. So nice job. 4 for 4. Nice job.
Yeah. All nice. Right. So I also, and then I forgot to add, now, obviously when I was before, I had met a few people and I have friends that are asking me about trading and relatives. And as soon as I knew this was going where it was going, where I saw how this is legit, I called my buddies. I said, hey, it's time to switch. It's time to switch. I found gold.
You're gonna have people mad at me, man.
I found gold. I said, I found gold. This is what I'm doing now. I'm no longer in the other service, blah, blah, blah. And they, I think we've got a few people. My dad's even like every day, how much you make today? How much you make today? He wants in. So it's like, I like to pay it forward when something is
I can tell you're a good guy. That's why I spend the time to talk with you and give you the extra, you and certainly others as well. So just a nice understanding of kind of where you've come from. So were you're suffering some losses here. You come into the Discord, what have you? How much training from me have you taken?
We went to 4.5 and one-on-ones, and you and I we've chatted in between a few times. You asked me a few things, so we've
So you've made up to 4.5. Very nice. We've done some one-on-ones. Very nice. So that means that you've gone down. Boom, this training stack right here. Now, have you taken any?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I have all. Yes, I have all three. Yeah.
So you got some secret sauce. You got some secret sauces, but you've gone all the way down here. Excellent. All right. So, okay. So you understand my core elements, core foundation. All right. So talk to me about turning the quarter. Now, when did you hit, your 100K goal?
On Monday.
All right, Monday. So you did $100,000 in 30 days. Now, did you go through some losses during that time? Was it all roses? Talk to me about that.
I did. At the beginning of the month of September, I did suffer a loss. And usually when I do suffer a loss, it's because of stupidity. I'll call it what it is. You know what I mean? Taking a trade when I shouldn't, trying to force something in choppy days, moving the stop, averaging down, you name it. So I recognized a few, and so if I didn't suffer those losses, I would have made, a lot more than 100K.
Okay, well, that's good that you're,
which is good. So it's like, it's one of those things, like, but I am like on a good 3-4 week stretch of it being, I don't think really a red day.
So you mean to tell me that, in your opinion, you believe it's possible to be green every day?
It is. And that's not to say I haven't taken a loss. I did take a loss today and a few other days, but what I usually do is I take the loss, I step away, I wash my face. I know it sounds silly, and then I come back and I see it differently. And then I don't revenge trade. I think there's a fine line between dialing in, focusing, and just trading it. Not looking how much I'm down, but just, all right, where's the trade? Maybe go a little heavier. Boom, boom. There's 3K.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. All right, there's 15. I'm good with that. 1,500. Boom. And before you know it, you're up. You're up $5,000.
Yep, exactly. So have you seen me take losses throughout the day?
Yes.
Yeah. But when we take those losses, do I cry about it? Am I frustrated, or are we right back at it?
we're right back at it. And
Yeah.
that's where I took a loss, 10K or something, 15.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. But I'm like,
Nope.
it's not the end of the world. My account's not blown up. I can still trade.
And quite frankly, that's a 15 for the average person who works with me. A 15K loss, and you can correct me, is really about three. You're really about 3 trades away from making that back and then some. Maybe 3-4 trades on a really
correct.
modest day. You agree?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
We're not teaching now. Now, when we get to the 7-figure, then we're gonna, it's gonna get ugly, no doubt about it. But I got to get you guys to understand how to, stop loss system, understanding volume, volatility, price action, and what moves the market. All right, what moves the market? All right, and there you go. LAC said the day is not over till 4. Exactly. If you have that, most traders. Let me tell you what they do. Most traders, this is what they do, especially, and they heard somebody do this. They heard somebody, so they stick with it. And you correct me if I'm wrong. Most traders, they're looking for they got to have a pattern. They got to trade with a pattern.
Right.
They got to wait for something, like you said, a big dump, big drop. I mean, these are amateur plays. I mean this. It is an amateur move. Think about this. All right, let's hide this. Right. Let's hide this for a minute. It is an amateur move. All right. I'm going to let this thing play the whole time. I don't know how long we've been going here, but it's an amateur move to allow all of this to happen and then get in right there. That's an amateur move. Nothing wrong with a scalp here, but you missed all of this. So when this kind of stuff happens in the market, you'll get, what you're doing is continuations, and continuations are very specific short moves. But if you don't get a good entry, you get burned on continuations a lot. And you should have an understanding of what you're getting into. What's a better way to trade is understanding where we're going. Then you can get in at the right level. Now, so amateur traders, what they do is they like to just, let me just trade the open here. I'm just going to trade the open, and whatever it's doing, that's what they get in. Whoo, I made some money today. So if it pops up, they get some money. If it pops down, they lose. And they're really just 50% at best for the entire year. Up, down, up, down, up, down. They're not really making any money, right? Because they don't understand where we're going, right?
Right.
So this system, what I help people to see is really watching, understanding the market, understanding how to read volume, volatility, and price action, right? And tie it all together and make a decision. All right. So,
and the beauty of it, I must say, is that there is a trade every day. I didn't believe it. There's a trade there's 3 or 4 solid trades every day.
There's tons of them.
I know. I didn't believe it at first.
Yes.
And there were
every day.
There were some days before we would sit 3 days without a trade, and you're locked in on this. And I'm like, oh, man, I mean, I know I got to be patient, but I could be doing other things too. And when you're doing this every day, it's like, you put the time in, and you put all your, your brain power to make this work. I'm a big believer in that. And I.
So you're saying in the other community, you would go a day or days without making a trade?
Yeah, we go 2-3 days without making a trade, and I'll be honest, if I made $400, I was like, oh man, what a good day. and then I remember coming in, I was going in easy, and a $1,500. I was like, man, oh man, what a day. And then a $1,500 again, and I'm like, wait a minute, why am I buying 2 contracts? I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I started to put an Excel spreadsheet. If I can go in blocks of 5 or 8 or 10. Yeah, and then I was like,
go.
This camp. And I was like, and then 2 a day. And then I started, oh wow, if I can do 2 times 5 days a week. And then now it's like, well, now 5 or 6 can be the norm with an occasional 10 or 15. And it's like, it's
excellent.
It's mind blowing.
And it's mind blowing. When people trade stocks, when you trade, nothing wrong with trading stocks, nothing wrong, but the leverage of options is unbeatable. So let me just say a couple things out here, okay? Couple things, all right? Just oh man, I can't make this stuff up. Let me just say a couple things, okay? When you trade stocks, you need you need some capital, number one, because you need incremental moves and to get your moves, etc. Right? Yeah, that's so a 2K day. They're happy with that. Oh my goodness! Come on, baby!
Wow. Oh man.
Profit target, Matt. PT Matt. Give me a second.
And the crazy,
give me a second here, baby. You got to understand what we're doing here, baby. Give me that fire.
Give me that fire.
$3 additional on that option chain. Wow.
Give me that fire, baby. Live in full effect. The funky fresh is trading. Stay with me.
Yeah, once you see a knock on that door, once, 5 times.
Again, did we break my level? Anybody? Did we break?
Yep.
Did we break?
Nope.
Did we break here, guys? We
never
hold. Even here, hold.
Rocket ship.
Yeah, you see it. This right here, this right here would have made somebody's day. All right. LB, do you understand what I'm saying? You said yes by far. What do you mean, LB? Right here. Does any one of these candles break and close beneath this level, LB? This is a training too. All right. Trade my money here, but I'm going to train you. Oh, you said no, they did not. Okay, very nice. Oh yeah, this is where your stop should be, folks. So, right now but again, we got to go back to volume now. What did I just show you? Let's unlock that. What did I just show you?
Mm-hmm. It had to shift. It had to eat it up and shift.
That's the power of the volume profile from the Wealth Wells, period. All right. You don't get that other places. See that?
I'm glad that you explained that a little bit, because I've had those questions when you got a lot of green, a little bit of red, green a button. That's actually pretty helpful.
Look at LB made some money. LB made some money. Nice job, Mr. Options 1, 4 for 4, going for it, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Excellent job. PT met. Trade is done. Go hit the showers. All right. So let's wrap this up. And we're having a good time here. I got to wrap up in 10 minutes. So we got 10 minutes of. All right. So let's make this last 10 minutes impactful. All right. Let's get away with some lessons learned. All right. So in your journey here, you're meeting me. There's a lot of jabronis out there or failed systems or what have you. Then you finally meet this guy. You're like, let me see. Wancho tells you about me. Now you're back in it. You're like, all right, I get it. Now you've bought into this. What would you say if you were to give somebody some advice who just found me on YouTube or whatever? What would you tell them to get them to look at what I'm doing, to look at this community? What would you say to them?
I would say that if you've been somewhere else and you understand, because there's different levels, and so let's just start that. Maybe you're not profitable, but you understand it and you're just having trouble getting over a hump. 2 days just listening. You don't got to do anything. Just 2 days listening. You should recognize that it's legit. And then from there, you start your own trades, but definitely the training is number one. Training is number one. And I wish I would have done the training at the beginning. So in hindsight,
you might have saved that 15K, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think if I would have done training before, I probably could have been here, but it's okay. Right. Like, so everything has to happen for a reason. And so, yeah. And if you're a beginner learning, definitely, start with the training and listen for a little bit. Listen, understand the lingo, understand the entries, the exits, and don't try to fight it. You have to be coachable, right? Some people, and if you've learned somewhere else, you're like, but it's not doing this or it's not doing that. Absorb it, and then you make it your own. You know what I mean? Absorb it and make it your own.
Yeah. What I teach is a system and a framework. It is not a cheat code.
Correct.
You, the trader, I turn you into the cheat code. It is not oh man, I got a way to beat Wall Street. You are the way to beat Wall Street. All right.
Correct.
And so my mission, right, now that I've come into the public eye and helping people, we are working with 50 traders, putting you through a boot camp to do $1.2 million a year. That's over 100 grand a month. And then we'll take you to higher 7 figures from there. But I will never work with anyone who has not taken my training, who don't understand the basics and fundamentals of my system, of the market, and who's not coachable. You have to be, in a mental space where you're like, look, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm getting ready to crush this thing and I want to do better. Until that person happens, when you come into the Discord and people talking about lagging indicators and, EMAs and SMAs it's cool, man, but this ain't for you. This ain't for you. So you see on my screen, on the VVP indicator, I have baked in VWAP. That is the only lagging indicator I'll even allow somebody to talk about with me, right? Now, there's deviations. There's other things inside this indicator that you can use. I don't need them. I don't use them for certain setups. When you start going down my training stack, I do. All right. So we've talked about it.
And I would say the next, I guess maybe where you are, and I know I've only been here since I think April, right, with you. Once you start making profits and big profits, there's another mental side of the game on that, right? And I didn't know it, and because obviously I wasn't there. So now you start getting into new territory, and with Mr. Options One, and I know you've talked about it on some of our night ones about pulling the money out. Yeah. All those things are helpful because at first I just wanted to keep all the money in there, and I'm understanding where my sweet spot is, the way I trade, and where I'm comfortable with, and taking the rest of it. That's like the next, the mental side of it, right? So if you're losing a lot, you have to get your mind right, and if you're winning a lot, you got to get your mind right, because you can get in trouble, if you think it's just never going to go wrong for you. And I think that naturally it happens because we're humans.
I cannot. That's why, I'm not a financial advisor. These are thoughts that express my own opinions. Do not blind anyone. Trading has significant risk, financial specialists and all that stuff, and never invest money that you're not willing to risk or lose. What I tell people is, this is what I'm doing. You can do what you want. This is what I'm doing. And I know if you're going to rack capital, if you're going to start making substantial money, I'm talking millions, it does you no good. It's not doing anything. Go put it into a different investment vehicle, move it. And so I teach traders my methodology to move money through cycles of the market and then move it out of the market. Right. Yeah. Part of that, which is training coming probably next year, part of that is real estate, right? I have a nice real estate portfolio, and that's kind of like, that's the other wealth building avenue, right? And, there's tax advantages there that are just unparalleled, but you'll never get there unless you get the capital here. You can turn yourself into a bank. All right. Still rolling here, just checking the targets here. Remember that area of interest we talked about up here, right? We talked about that in our thesis there. I don't think we get up there, but through some areas here. All right. So let's just take a look at high level. Okay. We got sell pressure sitting right there, sell volume, big old area of interest that we move through here. Very nice. Very nice. Let's go over here to SPX. Take a look at what we got here. All right. Very nice.
Good question. Now that you're on SPX, how do you, I see that big red at the bottom do you use that with the vol, like, because obviously SPX doesn't trade the underlying ticker, but
but my script is pulling some data from
I know, which is interesting. So one of the days I was going to ask you how that works.
This is a secret sauce. I know it's interesting. That's why I can tell you
exactly how to drive that vehicle yet. So
don't worry, stick to SPY. Doesn't matter. Whatever you're trading is fine. However you're trading is fine.
I trade the SPX. I trade SPX, but I look more at the SPY chart and the ES chart. But I trade SPX.
Fine. That's fine. No problem. It ain't no problem, my friend.
Look at that.
Money is green, right?
Yeah.
So don't be mad at yourself. You just, you were just a little chicken here.
Oh yeah.
And these are, but you protect yourself, right? So anyway, this comes with experience. All right. This comes with experience. It is what it is. Okay.
Yep.
So, if I can give you one thing on this training and this live trading and take away here, I would say this, folks, and 7 figures. Now, some of them, like Geo, we talked to Mr. Options, one of the others, they don't mind, talking and being interviewed. Others are pretty private, so that's fine. But the intention is to get everybody, and everyone moves at a different pace, is to get everyone to a level where you can trade accurately. Now, how do you do it? All right, here's the plug. Boom. This is how you do it. There's no other way for me. Yeah. There's no way for me to train all these people one-on-ones at the same time. You got to go through this first. And I may make it in the future. I may make it so that I will not do a one-on-one unless you finish training. I'll do a one-on-one if you've taken one training, but I don't think we'll see, right? And then for folks who have a full-time job, that's a unique challenge. And I have a solution for that. There is only special training paired with this ebook. Get on the list. You'll get a special package with this for those who are on the list, right? The first, I'll probably do the first 100 people, what have you. Then I'll make sure I get you something extra in there for that. We'll release that in October. All right, man. Well, you know what? Do you have any questions for me, Gio? I didn't ask you. You go to this. How do you get on? Click that link right there. Put your email in. That's how you get on the list. Do you have any questions before we wrap up? We got 2 more minutes.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, good. You guys, does anybody in here? We got 2 minutes inside the Killer Wells channel. Do you have any questions? Killer Wells channel. Do you have any questions? We're going to the moon, baby. Going to the moon, baby. I'll wait for another minute. You guys have any questions? This was awesome. Wasn't this good, guys? This was awesome. Made some money. Now, don't you go chasing this thing if you're not in it. I mean, if you got in at the level, okay. But Gio, don't go chasing this thing.
No.
You're salivating over there.
No. I'm just, like I said, I look at my sign that says chicken, and my wife had to ask me, what's that all about? And I went out to, I gotta just.
Oh man, I got something for you. DM me. I got something I'm gonna send you. DM me an address to send it to. Doesn't have to be any personal, nothing like that. Could be a PO box or there. But I got a gift for you. You made me think about something. I got something I'm gonna send you.
I got you, no problem.
But don't worry about it. Chicken can also just be cautious, right? And don't worry about that. But I'll tell you right now, you as you go, you're going to build your confidence in your ability to read the market, in
Correct.
the levels in the system. And when you do that, you'll start to stretch out a little bit. You'll start to read this and say, okay, and I'm not now. Listen, guys, do not run with what I'm getting ready to tell you. But all this is for all of you pattern traders. What is it?
Well, I mean, that would be like what a bull flag.
right. That's so what do I see patterns? I can see them everywhere.
Yeah,
I don't trade based on, but that's all that is right there. So, but what I understand,
you can make a case, I think, for a wedge, bull flag,
all of that stuff,
and an inside green bar right there, never broke below.
There you go. But what is causing it is the big daddy of them all.
Yes,
volume,
which is the source.
Volume, volatility, price action, your areas of interest, and your levels, and you have a winning system. All right, so let's see here. Nobody has a question here. Are there advantages of using the 5 VP? No, there's no advantage. I use it. I trade on the 3, and everything I just showed you guys is what I'm doing. The secret sauce extra is in here. Everything I just showed you is there. Okay, excellent job though. Right. Mr. Options once said, yeah, but it doesn't go up because of the flag. It goes up because of the volume, baby. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Was this helpful to you guys? Was this helpful?
It was for me.
All right. Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure. Let's get back to the market and let's crush this thing. KD for the Wealth Wells. Signing out.